to confirm that indeed money was released, the money was received during that period that the chief has said, on that is 26 or 25 there, 4 days to the closure. Then the window that was open from 1st to 21st of July, that is the month the Treasury paid the said amount of which you have requested, not requested, you have directed that the same payment schedule be provided to confirm that indeed the money was spent. And after we will answer our questions, then, but finally, Chair, if all the documents were available, because I don't think documents are prepared only when there is money to be paid. I expect that in that process of waiting disbursements from the Treasury, National Treasury, the Finance Department prepares documents ready for payment. Is there anything they pay within the 4 days? How long does it take for you to pay someone? Like, how come that during that period there was no money that was paid? How long does it take you to pay someone? So it is so tricky because the crisis we are having in this county, Mr. Chair, it is about contractors not being paid. We have stalled projects, pending bills raising day by day. Yesterday we questioned ourselves, why do we have supplies, office supplies being paid? If there is anything being paid, office supply, tons, what, hotel. But you're not seeing projects that affect common management outside, they're being paid. But at the same time, we have money that you cannot pay. So, how long does it take you to pay someone? In 4 days, you have 4 days. Why did they release money in 4 days?
Yes, yesterday we looked at this matter and we are appearing again the issue of where our priorities in terms of payment, because we saw supply. Yet development, other development section of payments, we are saying no.
My question has been asked by one another, because my question was how long does it take to make a payment? Because I believe the 1.5 was in the system, and these monies were paid 4 days to the closure of the year. And I believe once anything is in the IBANK, it's just a click of the button. So did the click of the button take 15 days? Because, Chair, to avoid further audit queries of such kind, we need to know where the problem is. Because it will keep on recurring. This has been an issue. Oh, monies were disbursed late, So to avoid this, we need to look at the root cause of this matter. So my question, as I support Ronaldo, how long does it take to click the button and make a payment? Because there was money. That is what the auditor is revealing to us. There was money, and the 1.5 was in the system. So it was just a matter of clicking the button. How long does it take to click the button?
And this is the same time, Chair, to emphasize on this.
This is the same time. No, this is a matter that is eating us, Chair. We can't let it go like that. This is the very time the chief officers, finance, switch off their phones. This is the time. This is the time the contractors cannot trace. This is the time these very people, by the way, have experience here, Chairman. This is the time all, no, Chairman, why do you go even the
You say you are trying to call it.
Chairman, we have had sessions.
Yes.
This is not the first session we are having.
Yes.
And because we live and stay and work here, The reason why these people cannot even able to pay the contractors is because of their personal interests. They want the contractors to cry at their door. This is the time we have heard of 10% being given in this country. We're not new in Jerusalem. So this shenanigans of explaining, you know, what, that is not the reason. That is not the reason. And Chairman, we cannot entertain this. We cannot entertain this. You have issues to sort back at home. Projects are failed, and there is money to be paid. This county doesn't suffer that there is no money. It suffers because of people who are not willing to give services to those who have provided services. Can they tell us why they failed to pay contractors within the 4 days that they had the money?
How long does it take to complete the budget? You will answer that, but I say something is disturbing me and the Auditor General. We look at query number 2. Query number 2 is feeding on query number 3. And the honorable members, in that query number 2 is the budgetary control and performance. It is saying this: the statement of comparison of the budget and actual amounts reflects our final receipts, budgets, and actual amounts on comparable basis of 10,770,148,738 and Kenya shillings 8,763,605,969 respectively, resulting in underfunding over 2,6,542,769 or 19% of the budget. Similarly, the fund made payments of 7,418,845,102 against actual receipts of 8,763,605,969, resulting in under expenditure of 1,344,706,867. A figure that we are debating on in this query number 3. Meaning, the National Treasury disbursed all the funds that were required for the counties to meet the obligations. And if what Chief has mentioned to us is true, that they were able to pay this balance in the window that were given to them by National Treasury, then we should not be talking about paying bills. Look at that figure, yes, and what are paying bills? As yesterday's report, you are being told now the pending bills stand at 2.6 billion. On comparative basis, this should not be happening. And members recall when we had a supplementary budget, all other programs in the departments had to be removed in the context of paying what? The pending bills. So, something is not right somewhere. And that's what I'm saying, as I directed, that we want a schedule of this 1.3 billion that they used to pay between that month of July 1st to 24th July, so that they're able to compare and see where is the problem. That's what was saying was disturbing me. I don't know if members were able to. I'm seeing a connection. One, that the National Treasury disbursed all the funds before end of the financial year. This money with the government. The county government of Busia received and confirmed that they had the money. And the chief has confirmed that this balance of money was utilized for paying all that was there in the system. So I think we'll move with that if we agree that we need that report on 5th Thursday, before qualification. Only when the retreats, we are able now to analyze this, plus even the supplemental budget copy that we approved here, and see what they extent they're able to do. And the chief, I think, as what Wamando and the Honorable Bobeda mentioned, that the willingness of the county level of Busia to change how things are done. The contractor suffered, service delivery has suffered, people have died out of these frustrations. Even as members, we are not at peace. There's a lot of frustration even from the officers in terms of a file originating from the department to reach where it's supposed to be paid. This Pramuk building, all the files are sent to the Pramuk building. Yeah. It goes there, it comes back, there's no inspection acceptance report, there's no contact document, and the officers have taken advantage to seek funds. Oh, you give me this money so that I'm able to put this report. The report disappears and it becomes like extortion. You are unanswered, and the contractors who are there can attest to it. And the people frustrating are small traders of Busia. So I think this is a matter, members, I've noted your concerns, I've given a direction. I think when we have that dossier, we will be able to talk from point of information and see that I know she is struggling to fully understand this. You are new in the department, but of course you're not limited to knowledge. We will share with this information and see how we address that gap. Members, if you are in compliance, give a direction, that report is given to us.
The law allows us to bring whoever indirectly or directly involved.
That is true.
So we are not limited to who answers what.
Yes, that is true. So I think in that regard, if you allow me to give another direction, that the clerk directed to invite the chief officer then, finance, to appear to this committee as date and time we're going to decide on after this cross-examination. And any other officer who is responsible that time. So I think that will also give a fair hearing and fair understanding of what happened. But we thank you, Chief, for your submissions for you to give the committee. Can I move the next query? You have something to add?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Before you move, I want you to look at Appendix 2 of that financial statement. In the file, because when you're speaking, you must speak from point of facts and information. So I refer you to Appendix 2.
Yes, we are in Appendix 2.
And I want you to look at 20th June 2025. There's a treasury order which is indicated that the National Treasury has released 638,769,575. Appendix 2. The one marked extract of the CRA bank statement, financial year 2024-2025.
Yes.
So there's a treasury order on 20th of 638,769,575. Then if you go slightly below it, on 26th again, there's another National Treasury order of 601,100,000.
Maybe Chief, you the first to give us here a mixed up. Just we want to repeat what you're telling us, 20th. Because you see even how you You mix up and down, right, left and center, following out is a problem.
We apologize for that, Mr. Chair.
Now,
The information is there.
you know the first statement you made, and I said I'm taking good faith. It's not that we have not, this document you received today, we are struggling to see what is there. So if you fail to give us a precise answer to the query, we are not limited to asking no other queries. But that doesn't mean that we don't know this.
Well guided, Chair.
Yeah, we are there. Yes, item 10, okay, submission dated 20th June 2025. So you are given that 638 million 769 thousand 575 that was received by the council.
Correct.
Yes.
And that is on
20th June.
20th June.
Yes.
And then on 26th June, barely I think 4 days to the closure of the financial year, there's another treasury order of 601 million,
Yes.
194, 894.
Yes.
So in terms of late disbursement to counties, Honorable Chair, this is as reflected in that CRF bank statement that you have provided.
Yes.
That is one. Two, these monies include salaries. Our monthly salary, depending on other parameters, is about 320 million Kenya shillings every month. Now, this also includes grants, the conditional grants that the National Treasury releases. Now, in terms of payment, because there seems to be a bit of maybe misunderstanding, I want to explain the process of payment for the benefit
No, Chief, I think
because the Honorable Chair, with all due respect, because we have arrived to reply and you unanswered, you will allow me to respond to this one. Because if somebody says it's a click of the button, Honorable Chair, with your direction, I plead with you and I respect you with your authority.
But you didn't know what I was going to say. You didn't know when I was just coming to what you were going to say. Just proceed, just proceed. Proceed with the issue of the click of a button.
Yes. Now, the moment you have money at CRF Bank, you can't access that money by a click of a button. The process is...
You talk about payment.
Yes.
Payment.
Yes, payment. But for you to pay, there must be a corresponding money cash. And you don't pay from the CRF. You don't pay from the county revenue fund. You either pay in the recurrent account, or you pay in the development account, or you pay in the SPA. Now, what is the process of payment? Once an item is an ID, you download the EFTs, electronic fund transfers. You prepare a schedule, okay? You submit to the controller of budget with a request. You fill Form A that we want to withdraw these amounts of money from the CRF to the current amount. You indicate the items against the corresponding amount. Okay? Then you attach all the necessary supporting documents, including the EFTs and schedules. You prepare for recurring, you prepare for development. We have a CBC controller who is at the county. Now he forwards, once he approves, he issues a forwarding letter. It goes to the controller of budget in Nairobi. It goes to the registry, then it is submitted to analysts. Analysts, okay, analyze the transactions that are requested. You must have extract of the budget, you must have a work plan, all these other supporting documents. Then once the file is ready and inspected by the analyst, it is then forwarded to the controller herself. Now, once the controller is not there, Director of Corporate Services signs the files, she inspects again, or the deputy controller of budget. Then they issue Form B. That Form B is then taken to Central Bank. Central Bank now moves money. If, let's say, the controller of budget approves 10 million shillings for recurrent, you prepare Form C from the county, signed by the Director of County Services, by the Chief of Staff Finance, forwarded by the CCM Finance. That form and the Form B that was generated by the Office of the Controller of Budget is taken to the Central Bank. Then you are allowed to move money from the CRF to either a current account or to development account. After that is when you then upload the items from now the IFB system to OLB, which is the Central Bank online system. And after that is when you pay. Now the whole of that process, the minimum you can get is 4 working days.
So you're saying you've been granted this money as it hits your account, where you are the paying officer. How long does it take you to take that baton now in the office? That's what Honorable was asking. All these other things are administrative. Administrative and is your part of your business. Just a moment, Chief. what you are doing, and it's okay, you are given to explain, but you're also saying that what you explain to us is administrative work. Once you receive this money, it's been cleared by given by central bank. Just a moment, we're just coming to the issue how long does it take to click a button. That this money is in the county accounts, and you are paying. Now the chief of staff paying or somebody gives rights to pay. Then how long does it take to say pay? What we're just taking is there's a big time that you've got to do administrative work. That is now your work as the department. But the service provider who has done his job and their job is complete, you will not go on to know this process you're doing of these approvals. The approvals are procedural and given. But what I'm just saying is clearly, which have gone far away, I want to interject, is that yes, we have come to a conclusion that are we able to account for this 1.3 billion that you yourself have admitted that you have absorbed over this period of time. And I think I gave a direction that that's all that we want evidence that you paid, where you paid for salaries, where you paid for this. Let us have that proof that indeed this money that was available for payment was utilized by the county government of Busia to pay salaries, to pay suppliers, to pay contractors. That's all I've given. That's why we wanted to interject there. But because you are right to be heard and to explain, that's just. But otherwise, all we are saying, Chief, is that we let us have that evidence of what transacted between that 1st July and 24th July when the system was closed, which will give proof that this 1.3 billion that is available to the county government was expended. That's all that we wanted. There's nothing that is different out of it. Because we are just taking a admission that this money was paid. So even if something comes at that point, we'll be able to see, yes, this thing happened. Otherwise, other things, I think the committee will be able to look at it and advise appropriately if there are gaps that need addressed. Then also the issue of approvals is not given from the central bank to the control of budget and other approving authorities. So I think that's what we hold to for the purpose of this. But we have your sentiments. Of course, that agitation is there because people are crying. And you're aware. Yesterday you said you make an effort to address the issue of paying bills, to pay your contractors. We still urge you to do that change in that department. Let us demonstrate to us that something is happening. That's the improvement that we want to see going forward. So I think that is so directed. We can move the next query so that we're able to see how we're able to improve our services. So directed, let us have that report on Thursday 5th. And then also, as legislators, we try to look at if there's something we can, communication with others we do in terms of disbursement. But I think there's an improvement. Though maybe late, but I think there's an improvement of disbursement from National Treasury. Query number 4, and resolve prior matters.
2 seconds.
And prior matters, I think we've dealt with that. We've dealt with that for the formal. Can we proceed to the next query? Let's proceed to the next query. With a lot of respect, we can do each other maybe a close remarks if there's something. But Commander, I've given you a lot of time.
Sure.
A lot of time, and for the interview was good there. Okay, okay, a second.
Now, Chair, I was just only requesting, on top of that report, the report should be detailed in a manner that if they pay the contractors, the specific level of the contractor, the work done, amount paid, location. That's only that I wanted. Like, you don't just say, I paid this contractor, it's not like that. And that detailed information that we can also verify as a follow-up. I think we should.
David, I hope you will give a detailed report on what has been able to be done. Thanks for that guidance. Rita, you can go to query number 4 and load prior matters.
under progress on follow-up of auditor's recommendations. Section of the financial statement that the issues have been resolved. No supporting documents were provided for audit review indicating how the issues were resolved. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Is there some supplementary information you want to give in that regard, Chief, apart from what's written here? No. Or maybe what we shared something. We had a concern, I think the last time we met, on the prior matters, especially on implementation of the recommendations of the Senate, recommendations of the Public Accounts Committee. So maybe what we need to get here is a report, a status report on the implementation of the recommendations of the prior years. I don't know if there's an annexure that effect. Do you have an annexure, supporting annexure to this? Supporting annexure to query number 4. Query number 4. You can use query number 4 this side. So I think that's what we want to know. The query, the recommendation, instead of implementation, so that the committee can be able to review to see to what extent have the recommendation been applied. That be fine? That be fine, team lead? So I direct that the same report be submitted now of the County Assembly on 5th before close of business. Query number 5, late exchequer issues. Again, this one we will be able to pick it up and share. Even when we do the Senate, we will also be able to prepare the Senate to see how well National Treasury will work with this money is enough so that we'll be able to implement our programs. Query number 6, the last one, failure to return and spend funds to the county revenue fund. I think this is again joining us with query number what? Query number 3. Is linked us to that. I think Chief, are we able, lead auditor, are we able to do the revenue statements? Receivable revenue per fund. I see your guidance.
Can you come up here to your question?
We can join that, Chief. We can review this when we look at the receiver of revenue fund statements. I was seeing there's an issue of a delay in transfer of these monies. Failure to return and spend funds to the county revenue fund.
Chair, these are two different.
Not too different.
Yes.
Okay. So we can execute it. You can execute it. Okay. Are you taking a proceed?
Thank you, Chair. Failure to return and spend funds to the county revenue fund. The statement of financial position for the year ended 30th June reflects return to CRF amount of 351.76 as disclosed in note 9A to the financial statements. However, the county's executive statement of financial position under note 21 to the financial statement reflects a balance of 118 million to 31,563 being bank balances in various bank accounts that were not transferred to CRF account after the closure of the financial year. This was contrary to section 136.2 of the PFM Act 2012, which provides that if at the end of a financial year a county government entity is holding appropriated money that was withdrawn from the county exchequer account but has not been spent, it shall refer the unspent money to the county exchequer account and prepare a refund statement which shall be forwarded to the controller of budget. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law. Thank you, Chair.
Professor Finance.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to adopt the management response as captured in there. So unless you want me to read.
That says
The management would like to state that unspent funds for return to the county revenue fund as stipulated in section 136(2) of the PFM Act. The unspent funds returned over for the recurring account and development account for the county executive and interest account for the county assembly, as shown in page 17 of the CRA financial statement, financial year 2024-2026. The bank balance of shillings 118,238,299 are bank balances in all bank accounts, including the donor funded account for the financial year 2024-2025. The recurrent and development balances of shillings 71,262,000 and shillings 189,661 respectively were transferred to the CRF at the closure of the financial year as shown in the extract of the bank statement. The balance of shillings 117,709,717 were the closing balance of the donor funded project account as shown in the extract of the executive financial statement. These are the non-refundable balances on the special purpose account after the closure of the financial year. Appendix 4A, extract of the county executive financial statement showing bank balances of shillings 118,238,299. Appendix 4B, extract of the CRF fund statement showing refunded and unspent funds. Thank you, Chair.
I'm seeking concurrence. The balance I'm seeing here is 118,238,299. What the auditor split is 117,709,717. Probably I seek the auditor to expound. I don't know, expound, so that allow members to contribute to understand. I'm seeing a figure of 117,709. There's a figure of 118,238,299. Proceed, lead auditor.
Thank you, Chair. What we had queried was 118 million, and the management in their response quoted the 117 million. But basically the main issue here is disclosure in the financial statement. In the what they reflected in the as reflected in the financial statement of the executive being 118 million reflected in those 21, they could have separated this money or for donors, this or to be returned to the CIF. Thank you.
The issue is reporting. You did separate this, you separate that. And when you're doing a management response, you will have this. Unless you just chose not to cooperate with the auditors. Because ideally what I'm getting reporting here is a variance of 528,582 from what the auditor reported and what the department is reporting. That's one area I want to see clarification. Yeah. Then two, these other advice, separating this and this. This is the first time you're doing this end of the closing accounts and end of the financial year. So probably can I get explanation of that variance I'm seeing from your response and what the auditor is able to respond. I'm I'm seeing our lead, we have direct accounting, we have direct reporting. What's your explanation of that variance of 508,582 figure? Then we give a way for it. Yes, direct reporting.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to confirm that I'm not a director, but an accountant.
Accountant reporting services.
Yes.
But it can come, you know, the spirit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thank you.
This issue, auditor has confirmed that we were supposed to separate the two between what is donor funding and what was for both recurrent and development. And we've taken note of that, and that's the separation of what I'm going to provide. Because at the end of the financial
year, the difference, that was noted, was separate. This difference I'm getting from what you're giving from a response is a bit what we have with the auditor. What is it?
Okay. 117 are just donor amounts. These are monies that we received in under executive, but from donors. Any money that we received under donors are not returned to CRF.
You're saying the reporting is definitely here. Closing balances are not tallying. The closing balance you're giving us from this annex that is here is 117,709,717. And what the audit is 118,231,563. That's the explanation I want, giving us a variance of 528,582. Just precisely, what's bringing the difference?
Chair, the next chart, as I can see, Appendix 4A, the total is 118 on the back, 238, 299. While the explanation on the response is that out of that amount, 117,709,717 are monies that were meant for donor.
Closing balance, my friend. It is in your statement. I'm seeing here closing balance. I don't ready. Why the closing balance as donor funded projects? Cynthia, I'm just saying this difference is there. What is it? Just I'm seeking clarification because I'm not an accountant per se, and this is your reporting. That variance, what is it?
The variance now, the development, recurrent, balances.
What is the extension? Because this is the reporting you're giving us here. You see like appendix what? This is appendix 4A. You properly tabulated here what you're trying to explain. Yeah? And giving us that 118. Right? Then this other one that you're having a narrative. Where is it coming from? Maybe the lead auditor, from the response I've given on figures, what is your take? And maybe you can guide us on that so that we, accounting reporting, your phone now, accounting reporting is your recognition.
Okay, Chair. Thank you for that note. After that, there is a summary. There is a bank statement showing the refunds.
How much is the refunds? They're supposed to be credited, yes? Or debits?
They are debited from the respective accounts, like a current account, back to CRS.
According to how much? Is it coming to that figure I'm giving you a reference? You know, you just try to mix it around. that difference of 528,000. And coming from your response, what is it? If it are funds, we have this and this are together, then we move forward.
Okay, thank you, Chair. We only disclosed ours and forgot the assembly amount to also attach what the transfer back to.
Your answer.
Yes.
You
We've taken off the difference and we're going to attach to the amount transferred.
No, my friend. And Chief, and the video is here. I think this issue is becoming around like, we are very precise. I'm not going to long stories. We're just precise. He has told us it is this annex here. And if you look at it, what's only highlighted here is 104,953 or whatever. So we are saying cumulatively, what was transferred is not adding up to what we given us. And this is your response. And you say that we didn't disclose. You choose what to give. You choose not to give. Now, how are you going to help you? And that's what the auditor is asking. If this information is provided, this query chief will not be a query. But you see, 528 is not little money. We are not able to, even one shilling in accounting means something. So, and is the one in charge of reporting? Because he told me whether there is the accounting reporting. The CPA. So, members, there is a non-disclosure. You, on the Google Venture, can add your voice on this.
Thank you, Chair. I just need a clarification. I'm struggling to understand the heading of this statement on Appendix 4A. The last two columns, the second last is the period ended June 2025. Then the next is opening statement, 1st July 2024. The connection, because once a financial year ends, let's say 30th June 2024, we expect the opening to be 1st July 2025. So I'm struggling to understand, can the accounting guy, maybe the officer,
So can you
clarify?
Can you quickly confirm that page one of that annex?
That is
Page.
Appendix 4A. Appendix 4A.
Not 4A.
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 Yes.
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 Appendix 4A. Can we read again?
Legal ended.
Okay, yes, so that will be the same thing.
Yeah, thank you.
4A.
It is period ended June 2025. Then the last column is opening statement 1st July 2024. So is it supposed to be that way or it is a type of error?
I'm not getting what that page
Chair.
because appendix 4A, we just have one page. Are we, can I also be brought to
Thank you, Chair. If you allow.
This is black. The photocopy is black.
You have it.
that one?
Okay. I was seeing something black. Now we are the same page. Can you clarify that?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, since we started the financial year 24-25, we changed from cash basis of accounting to accrual. And for that reason, there is an opening statement that we were required to prepare. And that is an opening statement for the financial year 2024-2025. That's why it is bringing forth the balances that you're starting the year with. That's why it is on 1st July 2024. You're now starting the year that runs to the end of June 2025. It's just and it is prescribed by the Public Service Accountants Board. This is their format of presentation. We've not prepared us. Thank you.
So when 24 comes first,
I'm getting interested in that same appendix 4A. There is an Busia County National Agriculture Value Chain Development.
Busia County National Agricultural Value Chain Development Program accounts. The opening balance for 2025 was 1 go.
Thank you, Chair.
1 shilling.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
This column where you see 1 shilling, that's the closing balance by the end of the financial year. But at the start of the financial year, it's 18 million. That's what we close to.
Yeah, that's what we're just looking at, the 1 shilling.
Chair.
I think
Now that it is something they are saying it has been introduced, and we are still trying to understand it, can you briefly take us through, briefly, not the whole thing, but just to understand opening and closing. Opening and closing. Did that one also change? When you say opening, then closing. So if we say opening was 1 shilling, and it is under period ended, and it's transferring 1 to opening, so we are not understanding. And he again still say something on that. Let him take us through this page. He may not take us through everything, but just to understand opening and closing of these figures.
okay, I'll give you, you can do sample examples. Special purpose accounts. Special purpose accounts. You can explain that with sample. Let me see. There's this one of COVID-19 special accounts. The Kenya Devolution Support Program, we still have there. And then there's one for, maybe I will just sample, one that we think can give us and then there is Busia County Kenya Livestock Mobilization Program. That's CALCOP. Maybe you can assist us the application to what we have asked.
Thank you, Chair. First and foremost, to bring my, the Honorable to speak on what you meant by opening statement, 1st July 2024. Previously, all counties were preparing their financial statement under cash basis. And on that note, even the extension given to 24th of July, all those transactions could have been reported as part and parcel of that financial year. But currently, with the accrual basis of accounting, once there's a closing date, let's say 30th of June, you don't introduce anything that you've made payments or you've received on the 1st of July. So on this note, the opening statement dated 1st July 2024, these are balances that we closed with on 30th June 2024. We had to do a reconciliation for all items from cash basis accounting to accrual. And for that matter, these are what we reported as our balances at the end of the year 2024. And they were the ones that we started with on 1st of July 2024. For instance, special purpose account, we closed with a figure of 972 shillings the previous year of financial year 23-24. We closed the year with 972 shillings. Coming 2024-2025, you can see the corresponding figure is 229. This is what we've now closed with as our balance. But in between the transaction, there are receipts and there are payments that have been dealt with during the year.
So which payments?
Payments from this account are now, you can be given, but I'm now giving the balances. These are balances as per cash and cash equivalents. Because we are looking at note 2021. The difference between the first column that is having opening statements and the closing balance for the bank balances. Because the two are bank balances. The two are bank balances.
Did you make payments in that account?
I'm saying the two are bank balances. So if we had 972 and currently we have 229, there must be a transaction that occurred during the year for the amount to reduce as stated there. And
so I think that is understood. Members, will you go to this? This is closing balance at the end of the financial year, then the starting balance end of the year is approval. So I think what we shall do, we didn't keep on the financial statement that come along. What happened in between? As even if I try to reflect that we are referring to the end, that is 2023-2024 financial year, as started June 2024. That is what we are reporting here. Then 2024-2025, we get what we had in 30th June 2025 in that other subsequent column.
So,
yes, sir.
I have understood that it's simply saying what was supposed to be this hand, move to this hand, then this one, move to this side. But now, if all this we are talking about 30th June and past, yeah, I need your attention. 30th June, then past. So how do these payments again? No, my worry now is the other side I've understood. It's okay, maybe we perhaps shall get a circular or a communication on that, because it can't be just verbal. Maybe we can get that communication on how this was done. But here, look at, for example, Nutrition International. In 30th June, they had, under the year under review, they had 26,729,572. And 1st July, they have 1,668,468 shillings. So what happened in between the two dates, 30th June and 1st of July?
Yes, someone said that administrator, maybe you can introduce yourself, then you can answer this.
CPM Bogu. Now, what is implying here?
What do you do in the department?
I'm an accountant, financial reporting unit.
Reporting.
Yes.
So two of you are reporting.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think if I can explain on what you meant, you see now, 1st of July 2024, that balance was the closing balance of the previous financial year, and it becomes the opening. In between that 1st of July up to 30th of June, the current financial year which you are reporting, maybe there was some transaction, and maybe at the same time there's some money which came into that account. You receive the money, you spend, and at the end of the financial year, there is a balance which we are reporting. Now for this Nutritional International, we had the opening balance, which was the previous financial year, the closing balance of 26 million. Now, from that 1st July, there were some receipts and there's some payments, which you haven't reported. We only report the bank balances. I hope that is understood.
Maybe you can turn off your mic. You know, there's something that's worrying. As much as we are talking about closing and starting of balances, look at this one. This is of Busia County Devolution Support Program. How coincident that the figure that you closed in 2024, now the same figure you're closing in 2025. Equally, look at this COVID-19. That was contracted because there's not trivial commitment to took place. But there's one here of 100 million. This one of the Busia Climate Change Fund account. Yeah? There's a reduction of over 100 million in those accounts. If this money is then I'm saying there's also this one I was talking about 272, special purpose accounts. There's also another account called special purpose accounts. These are all clarifications saying, because if the money is there, does it mean that you don't have programs that are supposed to run over the period of time? Or you go to additional funds along the way that meant that this money could not be appropriated? And if so, we do submit the budget arising in between that we are able to get probably funds from donor agencies that we are able to receive and able to appropriate them. Because if this money is constantly remaining there, what does it mean? Because the donor funds are supposed to support our budget. Yeah, service the difference that we have in the budget in terms of service delivery. So if you do cumulatively this figure, which I want our accountants to do, that over this period, we have over 100 million that was not utilized. And probably also see from the chief officer, what measures have you taken to see that that money that's carried over to this financial year are put in programs that are supposed to be undertaken? Yes, CP,
Thank you, Chair. The accounts that you are seeing are remaining constant are dormant accounts. Like the one for COVID-19, they are dormant.
Yes.
They are not operational. The one for Kenyan Devolution Support Program, that was the first devolution program that ended. It is not operational. So we have Kenyan Devolution Support Program number 2. That's the one that is operational. So for these specific ones, the activities were in the Department of Education. Like for COVID-19, if they don't have any bills relating to this, then maybe they close the account. And even for the first Kenyan Devolution Support Program, if they don't have any pending bills, they can request the county treasury to close that account.
Develop any kind of visa, she is not maybe not this responsible. You said about the ones that have money dormant accounts. Kelco is a program running the Department of Agriculture. And I've seen in the budget. I've seen in the budget that there are programs that are being run at Telco. But also what we are curious is, if the money is there, you look at climate change. We have a whooping 73 million. Probably, if I be precise, so that we're able to know, because for us, money that is constant remaining in account over a period of 1 year, are not utilized. Yet we are suffering. You want services to be done, service our budget. Why are we not utilizing them?
It is a special program whereby we just receive the money on our special purpose and then we transfer the whole amount. So at the start of the period we will not have any balance even at the end. The moment we receive the money, we disperse to the commercial bank account. Then which one? We have this one for climate change. This was the opening balance of 173 when we started the financial year. But at the end of the financial year, we have 73. There are operations that...
members, one meeting members. Just consult and lot on. We allow it. Yes, just proceed.
I was talking about the climate change.
Yes.
The opening balance was 173. But there are activities that took place at the end of the period, it is 73. That was the bank balance.
I think members we shall do, since we are going to make the funds, we are going to make the funds and we are going to work backwards. We look at what you're reporting here and going to see what program the department is able to draw from these special purpose accounts. I think you agree with us that this money is supposed to support our budget. And if in a financial year you not put to additional funds, and not unless possibly is proven that we receive other monies mid-year to support the program, so at the end of the financial year, we are not able to spend the money. That is understood. But I think going forward, since we are going to have the funds being audited and we have the reports, maybe the lead auditor, we will try to work backwards so that we see what are the funds report, the fund managers reporting in their responses to the queries vis-a-vis what we are having at the county receivable revenue accounts. I think we work backwards and align ourselves to those. And also, Chief, I think you have appointed the fund managers, the fund accountants. I think the guys of Department of Finance. Hopefully they'll just be able to give you some information that's related on this aspect of reporting. And maybe let's move forward. Members, is there something you're adding? Because I believe the consultation was constructive and great in high tones. Can I conclude? Yeah. I think the Chief, as a director, will look at it and review as we look at the funds specifically. I think with that observation, I will give the Office of the Auditor General to say a remark in relation to this particular report. Then the Chief of Staff will close. Then we look forward to adjourn. Office of the Auditor General.
Chair, we don't have much. We are waiting the afternoon session.
Chief Officer, Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, allow me to take this opportunity to appreciate your patience and understanding in this interactive session. It was very helpful because it will help us going forward put proper control measures in place. Honorable Chair, of course, we all answered. I would request next time a good parliamentary protocol encourages that we don't just throw allegations around. When the honorable member is on the floor and he says this 10% is this, unless it's substantiated, I don't think you are then casting aspersions on the integrity of the team that is seated before you. I've never been involved in those sort of transactions, neither of my teams have ever been involved. So please, good practice is that if a honorable member makes an allegations against an individual county employee, please ask them to substantiate and table the necessary evidence, because we are live and members of the public are listening to us. So when you say these are the period chief officer switches off the phone, this is the period that the chief officer collects I don't know what, only hazard, and members of the public are watching. So it won't be good on the integrity of some of us who are very keen in making sure that we serve the people of Busia with the utmost sincerity, integrity, and commitment. With those many remarks, I want to specifically thank you, the chair, and your team for having enabled us. You educated us, actually, and you enlightened us, and we appreciate your commitment to this audit. I even recommend, because I love the session, if we have more of this, we will have our internal systems working for the people. So thank you so much.
Thank you, honorable members. Thank you, Secretariat. Thank you, the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you, the Chief of Finance, the team lead today, and all other departments that have been represented.
Maybe
Honorable Mother, I think you need to catch my eye and I give you permission.
Yes,
I've always given.
Yes.
Before you start talking, I think it is all has respect. What is it, Honorable Mother? I hope it is not that...
No. The chief officer cannot say that whatever members of the committee are raising, that it is false. That's very wrong. Whatever we say can be substantiated, can be verified. We have had meetings with the contractors here raising similar issues here. We can't let it go like that. We are not visitors in this county. We are not visitors in this county, unless it is new in Jerusalem. And I want to confirm it here that whatever I'm saying can be confirmed, contractors can confirm, and any other person can confirm. So, I know he has just joined the system 1, 2, 3 days ago, a few months. Let him allow us to tell him what we know about the department. So I think he needs to withdraw by saying that members were saying what they don't know. He can't tell us that we are saying what we don't know.
That is noted. I'm giving a rolling understanding.
Yeah, he can't say that we are saying what we don't know.
Noted, Honorable Malo.
Yes.
Noted.
Yeah.
Thank you for that rejoinder. It was important to give a clarification that, Chief, we appreciate you with the reform that you are trying to build the department. Members have the latitude, the freedom to express concerns. They are talking on behalf of the contractors. They are talking on behalf of the people of Busia who are getting services. We are talking about improving the systems. So not until we point out where there are problems. And we are praying that this time we are in charge, that the issue of 10% that used to be there, we are saying we're going to stop it, and it should stop. And if there are members, most of staff who are doing that, that should stop, so that we bring sanity. So what we are doing here is take corrective action, learning from our previous issues that were there, and as the chair of the Council Committee, I want to put and say that in this house, we have talked about the 10%, not today, not yesterday, but it has been the norm in payments. So we are saying, as I direct that, let's move to the new chapter. You are new in the office, that we are saying, there's this issue of mtego wa panya, inashika wale wako na wale ambao wako. But all the same, I think I agree with Honorable Malo that we are going to call out these acts that are not good. And for the officers who are here, learn something. If you're in charge of accounting services, the officers below you should not be plugging documents from files for the purpose of getting money. The officers whom we are going for inspection acceptance demand money to be given to them to go and do reports. That was there, and we are calling it out. And if they are watching, let them know that the time is up. We have to change. It takes a file from Department of Transport to reach County Treasury 1 month. It is happening. So, Chief, we are just here to echo those frustrations, and as a committee, we are saying that should stop and let's improve going forward. But otherwise, this report you're able to get, we have given our bit. Let us do correct reporting, because this is basically a transaction account. Yeah, how we are getting money from donors, from the National Treasury, and wiring down to other departments that are supposed to do delivery. I think with those many remarks, I also want to thank you for the committee, and let's get improvement. There being no other